بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري وأحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Adam and his family on earth. When Allah sent them all down to the earth, the conflict between good and evil began. Now Adam knew Eve as his wife. They had to work hard before they could eat, as Satan had cut them off from all that was good. Eve conceived and bore many children: Qabil, Habil, Sheth, then other sons and daughters. Satan, with his deception, is still relentlessly pursuing Adam's descendants. Allah instructed the two sons of Adam, Qabil, Cain, and Habil, Abel, to offer a sacrifice. Allah accepted the sacrifice from Habil, but not Qabil's. It appears that Habil was conscious of Allah. He obeyed Allah in all his affairs. Hence, when they presented their sacrifices to Allah, he accepted it from Habil, as Allah only accepts from those who sincerely render their duties to him. On the other hand, it shows that by contrast, Qabil was a disobedient person who disregarded the instructions and commandment of Allah. In light of this, it appears that Satan and his baser self dominated him. Therefore, Allah did not accept his sacrifice due to the evil trait he possessed. The all-knowing Allah mentions the event in this verse. Recite to them the true report of Adam's two sons, when they offered a sacrifice and it was accepted from one of them, but not accepted from the other. Qur'an 5 verses 27. This verse makes it clear that Allah certainly accepts deed from some people, but not others, based on their intention. Qabil threatened to kill his brother out of jealousy, because Allah had not accepted his sacrifice. As we stated, Qabil was overpowered by Satan, who built up in him all negative characteristics. He did whatever evil his baser self suggested to him, as he did not have self-control. The first thing that came in his mind when Allah did not accept his sacrifice was to eliminate his own brother out of jealousy. Qabil certainly knew killing was an abhorrent act, of which Allah prohibited his servant from doing. He was further aware that abode of anyone who takes a life will be hell, yet he was determined to murder his brother. His brother Habil, however, drew his attention to 5 rulings related to Allah's conditions. The first tenet Habil revealed to Qabil is that Allah only accepts from people who are God-fearing. Qur'an 5 verses 27. As a matter of fact, Habil made this statement to make Qabil think about his disobedience towards Allah, so that he might change his evil ways and become God-fearing. The second matter Habil brought to his attention was that he will not fight him even though Qabil intended to kill him. Habil stated this fact in this manner: "Even if you do raise your hand against me to kill me, I am not going to raise my hand against you to kill you." Qur'an 5 verses 28. Apparently, both Habil and Qabil knew that Allah forbade killing. Therefore, anyone who commits such an act has definitely broken the law of Allah. As a result, Habil tried to avoid circumstances that might lead the two of them to murder each other and consequently earn the anger of Allah. It should be remembered that Habil was not physically afraid to fight with Qabil. He was simply afraid what Allah will do to him if he fought his brother. He attested to this fact in his third statement to Qabil: "Truly, I fear Allah, the Lord of the world." Qur'an 5 verses 28. As we can see, Habil was a person who was conscious of Allah. That being so, he could not do things that he thought will displease Allah. In light of this, in his fourth statement, he said to his brother, I want you to take on both my wrongdoing and your wrongdoing, and so become one of the companions of the fire. That is the repayment of the wrongdoers. Qur'an 5 verses 29. Without any doubt, Habil made this harsh statement to his brother because he realized there was nothing he could do to stop his brother from fighting him. He thought that by pointing out to Qabil the consequence of the satanic act he planned to commit, he could change his mind. It also appears in the statement of Habil that anyone who kills another person will carry all the sins of the person on top of their own sins at the day of judgment. As we previously mentioned, Allah has forbidden the taking of human life. In this regard, the final fate of a person who kills will be hell. Habil apparently made this clear to his brother in his final statement to him. According to Habil, if Qabil killed him, all his sins will be transferred onto Qabil and so become one of the companions of the fire, and that is the repayment of the wrongdoers. Quran 5 verses 29. Habil could not change Qabil's mind, even though he tried in many ways to save him from committing a grave crime which Allah prevents his creation from undertaking. Nevertheless, Qabil did not pay heed to all the admonishment his brother gave him. He allowed his ego to override his intellect. Apparently, his false ego is nothing more than an attribute of Satan. As a result, he allowed his baser self to dictate to him to kill his defenseless brother. Allah states this reality here. So his lower self persuaded him to kill his brother, and he killed him and became one of the lost. Quran 5 verses 29. Qabil disobeyed the commandment of Allah by killing his innocent brother. Therefore, he became one of the lost. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.